devastated as it is, I thought that after like 2 years they would have kind of rebuilt a lot more than they have.
There's many people who live in and around Pisco who were affected by the earthquake in 2007, who still live in terrible conditions. They live on dirt floors and in houses made of plastic and wood.
This has been about 1.5 years ago that Pisco Fronteras started and took over, and now it's grown into a great collaboration between both of our organizations, because we're able to still be here on more of a hands-off approach and focused on specialties.
Burners Without Borders' main focus here now is really to spearhead creative, long-term solutions.
And I never would have imagined when we left here and left the tools in place and thought we had this model of a potential setup that today they would have brought in 100 volunteers, 105 volunteers out in the community today doing work.
So what I think the great thing about PSF is there's an opportunity for anyone to do what they can do.
In the past, they say we've worked on hundreds and hundreds of projects, from pouring concrete floors for new houses to demolishing the old ones.
And reconstruction is not just building, helping people build the houses. Reconstruction is about reconstructing people's life, educationally, psychologically, emotionally.
Pisco is not a very beautiful town. It's not a very nice place to live in if you're a child. And one way that we think that we can help is to paint murals in the schools. And if we can make schools exciting, fun places to go, kids are going to be more eager to learn. And that's one way in the long run that they're going to be able to climb out of poverty.
Really, really good when you go out and if it's a community project and the community are really involved, or when it's a family and you're doing it for them and they are doing it with you. You get the little kids shoveling themselves, and it's really brilliant to see them get so involved in it. It's really inspiring.
So PSF is a really good opportunity for people to hone their leadership skills. People come along they've never had any management experience, they haven't led projects before, and we have 10 projects on the board every day, so we always need people to lead those projects.
Yeah, I'd never been in a leadership position before, but I don't know, you're here and you really feel for you want to do something, so you really feel for it, and that's really cool. You can just come and have a go anyway and just get the job done that you want done. It's really cool.
We arrived here and we had individual ideas. Actually, we wanted to not only help one family but help the community. So we went to El Molino and we decided that's it where we want to help. The kindergarten, they had nothing to play with. There was just children playing in the dust, and so we went there and started our first own project.
We had a lot of ideas. We built a swing, we built a sandbox. They never saw a sandbox before, and so it felt really successful, everything what we built, and it was
I don't know if I've ever been that happy before. It was amazing. I felt so absolutely happy and relieved after 3 weeks working on this project.
As Victor mentioned yesterday, someone from one of the big TV channels in Lima is coming down this week to look at the work that the Environmental Center and the crew is doing down the beach.
Empezamos un proyecto para limpiar y recuperar todos los humedales de Pisco Playa, porque era una zona que estaba colapsada con la basura, y con la intención de poder darle actividad a los niños y también a la vez demostrar al gobierno y al Estado de que sin dinero se puede hacer muchas cosas.
You could go to a single person's house and help them rebuild. Some of them are more community oriented, where you're building a medical center or a school. I'm personally working on the biodiesel program here.
It's a great model for sustainability and income generation internally without that much upfront resources.
Biodiesel, in a nutshell, is just getting the community involved in what we're doing, letting them know, picking up from local restaurants, collecting a bunch of oil and then putting it in the reactor, washing it, drying it, and putting it into our truck and cruising around town smelling like French fries.
And then we can sell the biodiesel, and then that's money that essentially goes directly back into PSF.
We're having the potential of internally earning for Pisco Fronteras $1,600 a month.
Yeah, so the biodiesel is so important because we really do need to focus on a more sustainable solution to long-term disaster reconstruction. So you can only, volunteer and be such a small organization for so long before the money runs out or the people run out, and you just need to have a long-term solution.
Because what you have is a core group of people that are dedicated to coming here because they want to make change in their life and change in the community here.
I think alongside like all the work you do is one of the reasons why I've been here so long is the people that you meet here.
And the fact that so many volunteers come back shows like how fun it is and worthwhile.
But it also creates the most amazing human connections that I could ever fathom.
Then of course I love the nightlife here because we're doing some parties, we always have some games, we play some football.
Everyone gathers around for a meal every night, so it's like a family in that sense.
And so at any time you can be sitting with people from 14 different countries and you're able to just socialize and learn so many things, and you're able to learn them from pretty much the most badass people of their country.
Everyone's here for the same reason, and for a good reason, to help the people of Pisco, and they want to do something worthwhile with their time, even if they're just travelling, they want to stop somewhere and really get to know a community and help a community.
Everyone's just striving for the same goal, everyone's on the same wavelength, it's awesome.
You know, not only am I helping the community around myself, and I feel somewhat selfish in saying this, but I feel like I'm bettering myself as a person in the process too.
Yeah, it's just an incredible feeling and it changes people's lives, and that's why people stay, because they don't want to go back. They want to continue to feel this. Keep on coming back for more.
One of the first things that happened to me when I got here, before I'd done any volunteering, was I had like some locals come up and hug me and say thank you before I'd even done anything. It's a really good attitude. Everyone here is super friendly, super grateful.
Me fui a Pisco Sin Fronteras, en el cual en realidad no me cerraron la puerta. Al contrario, me dijeron cuente con nosotros. Nosotros vamos a apoyar. Esta entrevista es en la casita de Pony, hecha por ustedes mismos.
En realidad tienen un amor en trabajar, lo hacen con tanto entusiasmo que toda mi gente se contagia para seguir trabajando con ellos y todos somos una familia.
Gracias por venirnos a ayudar, porque es algo tan lindo, a pesar de que ustedes vienen desde tan lejos y les están demostrando acá a mucha gente de que con unión se trabaja y se trabaja bien. Le damos las gracias. De verdad que estoy un poquito más contento, alegre.
So one thing that we really have tried to pride ourselves in, and not just empowerment, but just being the international friends of people here. And you know, one way we do that is a weekly intercambio. It can be English classes, it can be another language class, or it can be fire spinning, or any sort of fun cultural thing that you're bringing to the table.
And so you get to learn a lot about the people here and the needs that they have. And you learn about how an organization like this can go about trying to make these people's life better. They also do so much more. I mean, they're trying to interact with the community around them. It's about much more than just rebuilding houses. It's about, you know, rebuilding a community.
How do we not just continue to put a Band-Aid over the cut that Pisco has, but how do we actually fix that, stitch it up, and make it heal itself? And microfinance is something that we've seen in action throughout the world and working, and I feel really fits into the gift economy of let's give without the expectation of receiving, and then have these people just pay it forward to their community.
So what PSF needs to thrive in the future is more energy, more fresh faces from the volunteers, and also more collaboration with the community, working together closer to help them rebuild the future.
The biggest thing that I see at this point is the need for long-term skilled laborers, engineers. Wetland specialists are really important right now. English as second language teachers, and of course, you know, multi-talented Jedi Masters are always needed. So in any way that we can mobilize the Burning Man community and skilled labor, you know, across the board, for the betterment of both PSF and the betterment of our operation and the children of Pisco.
Say how thankful I am to volunteers because of the difference that they have done through these 2.5 years, you know, and also how much respect I have to all these people coming from all over the place, help my community, and you know, just for those who are thinking of coming to Pisco, if somebody's watching this video, you know, just don't think about it, just come down, you'll find out what it feels like afterwards, and you know, just come and join the challenge and the efforts.
With love in our hearts and power in our minds, anything is possible.
Any other announcements?
Leprechauns are real.